we value, that we think that we're the greatest because we pulled away so we can function on our own, and not only do we function on our own, but we are a superpower really in the world. Basically because we spend a lot of money on defense, but basically because we spend a lot of money on defense, but a lot of money on defense, but we are a superpower, but that this is what we value, that we think that we're the greatest, but we are a superpower, but well, New Zealand is social democracy. Isn't the same as socialism, okay? We are a democracy here, but you know, we have a lot of influence in the world, and they feel very, very proud of that, as they should. But they have just continued through the years that this is what we value, that we think that we're the greatest because we pulled away, we can function on our own, and not only do we function on our own, but we are a superpower really in the world. Basically because we spend a lot of money on defense, but other than that, you know, we have a lot of influence in the world, and they feel very, very proud of that, as they should.
Right, these people are mental. They are off the fucking tree bonkers.
You basically said this is going to be like, almost like, you probably don't see it like this, the two different classes of people. If you're vaccinated or if you're unvaccinated, you have all these rights. If you are vaccinated...
That is what it is, so, yep.
You probably don't see it like this, the two different classes of people. If you're vaccinated or if you're unvaccinated, you have all these different classes of people. If you're vaccinated or if you're unvaccinated, you have different classes of people like this, the two different classes of people, two different classes of people, there's the two different classes of people, there's the two different classes of people, two different classes of people. You probably don't see it like this, the two different classes of people, like this, the two different classes of people, like this, the two different classes of people, there's the two different classes of people, like this, the two different classes of people. If you are vaccinated,
that is what it is.
Or if you're unvaccinated, you have all these rights. If you are vaccinated,
that is what it is. That is what it is. So, yep.
Right, these people are mental. I'm telling you, they are off the fucking tree bonkers.
So, yep. Yep.
These people are mental. I'm telling you, they are off the fucking tree bonkers. Monday morning mad. They're not on this planet.
So, yep. Yep.
These people are mental. I'm telling you, they are off the fucking tree bonkers. They see what they want to see. How can we continue with this way of being led by these totalitarian dictators who want to tell us how to live our life and will not listen to the people? She says this is not representative of her people. Well, what do you think thousands of people taking to the fucking streets is if it's not representative of the people?
New Zealand is social democracy. It isn't the same as socialism, okay? We are a democracy here. New Zealand is social democracy. There isn't, you know, like there isn't like the greatest thing, but like for example, New Zealand is social democracy. There isn't, you know, like there isn't like the greatest thing, but like for example, New Zealand is social democracy. New Zealand is social democracy.
So you basically said this is going to be like, almost like, you probably don't see it like this, the two different classes of people. If you're vaccinated or if you're unvaccinated, you have all these rights. If you are vaccinated,
that is what it is. So, yep. Yep.
Can you describe this? You were previously hoping not to have to do that, I guess, when we still like we could maintain elimination across the whole country. I guess that has now changed because...
I think it was less because necessarily of the elimination determining that, and more because we, of course, maintained, and actually we have managed very high vaccination rates, generally, without the use of certificates. And actually what it's become clear to me is that they're not just a tool to drive up vaccines, they're a tool for confidence. People who have been vaccinated will want to know that they're around other vaccinated people.
What for?
Want to know that they're
not 20
around
bucks, mate?
It is a way that we can give confidence to those who are going back into hospitality or events.
Fucking go.
And so
people that are the most vulnerable, ill, BAME, fatties, have been double jabbed, therefore won't die anyway, and over something that would only put yourself at risk, not other people, because we know, as Boris confirmed, even when you're double jabbed, you can still get it and pass it on. Arimosh, this is the voice of reason. I can't even get angry anymore. I could cry with depression of frustration. It is depressing that I'm even having a conversation in 2021 that laws are being put in place to keep people in their homes and hold them hostage over an injectable, and I'm also completely outraged and frustrated at the fact that this is something that we deem acceptable in 2021. During a crisis, you have two choices as a government. You can either double down or give up. You either back down or you enforce laws to get what you want. Well, it seems in Australia and New Zealand, they've decided to go the way of force, not listening to the people, and now in Australia, as of Monday, they will be locked down if they're not double jabbed because of a shameful uptake in the jab. So here we go then. This is the new world. This is the great resetted. Okay, we've reset it, now we're resetting twice, we've resetted. And this reset means that those who don't comply with a government injectable will be punished with imprisonment in their home, whilst the rest of the nation who is jabbed is allowed freedom. So here we go then. This is the new world.
Like this, the two different classes of people. If you're vaccinated or if you're unvaccinated, you have all these rights. If you are vaccinated,
That is what it is. It is what it is. So, yep.
you are vaccinated.
That is what it is.
If you are vaccinated.
That is what it is. So, yep.
Oh dear, another video coming out of Down Under. It seems to me that this dictatorial way of governance is not going so well. It seems to me the notion that you ignore your people is foolhardy. It seems to me that the denial of these world leaders is staggering. And it seems the delusion of people like Jacinda Ardern could not be more screaming. As we saw more protests yesterday in Australia and New Zealand. They're not quite getting it now, are they? This woman in this interview I'm about to play you says, no, there's nothing to see here. Move along, there's nothing to see. You are not going to see nothing. Nothing's going on. The fact that there's tens of thousands of people behind her has passed her by. These people are mental. I'm telling you, they are off the fucking tree bonkers, Monday morning mad. They're not on this planet. They see what they want to see. How can we continue with this way of being led by these totalitarian dictators who want to tell us how to live our life and will not listen to the people? She says this is not representative of her people. Well, what do you think thousands of people taking to the fucking streets is if it's not representative of the people? It has to be a certain representation, surely. Even you can't deny that, of her people. Well, what do you think thousands of people taking to the fucking streets is if it's not representative of the people? Well, what do you think thousands of people taking to the fucking streets is if it's not representative of the people? The fucking streets is if taking to the fucking streets, taking to the fucking streets is nice. That the notion you can sack 60,000 people in care homes this week in England, for example, is an abomination of human rights, bearing in mind the people who are vulnerable are already jabbed, and the people going into care for them are tested negative. You want to sack them over testing negative for something they don't fucking have. Something they don't fucking have. By Jacinda Ardern. What a fucking piece of work this woman is.
Yes, when we still fight, when we still fight, when we still fight.
What a fucking piece of work this woman is.
When we still fight.
And it will get worse, and it will happen to you because you keep complying. And you keep saying, but my kids need food! And now inflation is here, and there's food shortages, and your kids aren't eating. And the schools are indoctrinating your kids.
Hello, who's calling?
It's Lynn Harvey from New Zealand.
Oh my God, love, how kind of you to ring, and this is so thrilling that you got through because it's totally random. Firstly, I see your Jacinda Ardern has basically admitted there's going to be a second-class citizen, which is most of you, who don't play along with her bullshit lockdowns and jabberoonie boosters and all this stuff. How are you, firstly, is my question.
I'm in bits. I've lived here for 21 years. I've been a nurse for 44 years. I was stood down yesterday and I'm not allowed to go back. I've been a nurse in the acute response team in the Lakes, and my service manager told me not to go in after Thursday, and then sent me on shift. I've got to sell the house. This is all because I won't get jabbed. and I'm absolutely broken.
Well, firstly, darling, let me tell you this. Thank you for your service, firstly, because you're a hero, and I couldn't do what you do. I want you to know you don't deserve this, and I'm going to tell you now, Jacinda Ardern, I think that's how you say it, she is going to rue the day she turned her people against each other and against her, because you know what, this unbelievable bullshit where we're being asked to clap for the NHS and health workers 1 minute, and the next minute we're throwing you under the bus because you're not playing along with whatever obsession the government has to make an example of you, to influence others, is unacceptable, and I'm just so sorry. You don't deserve this.